All right then. Hey, my bra, as always. This is from Ella, and Ella writes, "Hi Tabitha, about 2 months ago my mum and I realised that I was struggling with restrictive eating disorder, probably anorexia, for about 3 months prior to that. I lost about X amount of weight, and I understand that my body needs to gain weight, and of course this has been a lot harder than I thought because gaining weight is still scary. I've been trying to be in recovery, but all I ever eat is the same type of food. I always eat rice cakes with peanut butter, basically for every breakfast, lunch and bedtime snack. I guess my first question is, why do I only eat the same type of food? If I could eat a large packet of rice cakes with half a jar of peanut butter, but I feel like this is all I ever eat. I never crave anything, and it's very hard for me to decide what to eat for meals, so I usually just go back to eat the rice cakes. Do you think this is happening because my body truly wants this food, or because I'm more comfortable with it than other food? Also, for the past couple of weeks, I have had extreme hunger, but I don't really feel it anymore. I'm still picking out on these rice cakes every night before bed, but now it feels like I'm just binge eating because I can't feel mental or physical hunger. It feels more like bad habit now, because I don't just stop eating them until I feel like I'm going to explode. And this makes me feel guilty the next day when I go to bed. Would you consider this binging? How can I start choosing other foods and to eat and stop choosing to go back and eat the same rice cakes and peanut butters instead of a normal meal? How do I listen to my body to learn to eat different things and eat normal again? Ella. Well, first of all, so you may not feel physical, you said that you don't feel mental or physical hunger, but you are still getting that packet of rice cakes with peanut butter and eating it every evening. That means the desire is there. You want to do it. That's mental hunger. If you didn't want to do it, I don't know, you just wouldn't even think of it. You'd be sitting there watching a film or something, you wouldn't even think about it. You are thinking about it, you do want to do it, so that is hunger, Ella. It doesn't matter if it's a binge. We all binge in recovery. Why does labeling it as a binge make a difference? It doesn't. It's just what your body needs to do. Now, in terms of eating the way that you're eating, I just actually did a blog post this week, and I know that you probably wrote me this 6 months ago, but I did a blog post this week explaining why we can't just continue to eat our safe foods in recovery. Because you're right, if you got 5,000 rice cakes and with loads of peanut butter, you could probably gain weight. If you just sat there and ate rice cakes with peanut butter all day, you could likely gain weight. However, recovery isn't just weight gain. Recovery is nutritional rehabilitation plus neural rewiring. And you're not doing the neural rewiring if you're just eating a safe food. And that means that if you're not doing the neural rewiring, it means that you gain weight, and just all of those food rules that you have, which basically a lot of your food rules say only rice cakes, they're just going to come with you as you go through recovery. You're not teaching your brain that all food is safe for you. So the reason that you want to eat rice cakes is because somehow, somewhere along the line, that turned into a safe food. With peanut butter as well, sometimes foods that are high in fat and considered usually to be ones that we're more scared of can turn into safe foods. You just get used to eating that thing. It turns into all right, you know that this works. It's like, I eat this food and I can feel like I'm maintaining control, and that I know that, this is something that I like. I know what's in it. It feels safe. That's why I call it safe foods. And so, but you're not rewiring anything if you just eat your safe foods. You have to force yourself to eat outside that. And of course, all of these problems tend to arise when you even try and consider eating other foods. You could, it could be as simple as, all right, well, forget the rice cakes, I'm going to start eating toast, because rice cakes are basically a diet food. You start eating toast and your brain starts throwing up all of these but ifs, whats and what, and I don't like it as much as the rice cakes. And so even if, or even if I kind of like toast-ish the same as the rice cakes are lower calorie, so I don't want to eat toast. Your brain starts doing all of this somersaults. And when your brain starts doing somersaults, that should indicate to you that is exactly what you should be eating. You seem to like peanut butter. Spread peanut butter on chocolate cookies. Why wouldn't you do that? Are you really telling me that you wouldn't like the taste of that as much as, say, spreading it on rice cakes that taste like cardboard? And you have to force yourself to eat fucking meals. Let's look at this kind of you're in recovery from an eating disorder and you're not even eating meals. And I know that your brain's going to go, oh, well, I'm eating snacks. It's all right. I'm eating my set calorie amount in snacks. It doesn't matter. You're doing what feels safe, and that is not recovery. Recovery is absolutely not about eating and doing what feels safe. Recovery is about eating in a challenging manner. It's not even about intuitive eating at this stage. It's about challenging eating, eating in a way that challenges you. And that sounds to me like having meals challenges you. And the reason it probably challenges you is because you go, well, if I eat an actual lunch, that means I'm not allowed my rice cakes. Eat an actual lunch. Eat a big actual lunch. If you still want to eat your rice cakes and peanut butter on top of that, absolutely. Eat varied snacks. Force yourself to eat dessert. If you want to eat dessert and then have your rice cakes and peanut butter, you go for it. It's an as well as, it's not instead of. You cannot be eating your safe foods instead of other foods. Really important, Ella. Like I said, this is probably a long time ago that you wrote this email, so do check in if you listen to this and let us know how you're getting on. Just a note, because I still get quite a few people emailing me YouTube questions, and I just send out a response that's like, I'm temporarily closing the YouTube questions. That is still the case. I think I closed the YouTube questions when I was about on 100 pages of questions, and I'm now on 71. So we've done quite well. I've got through 30 pages, but that took a while, didn't it? It's probably been closed about 4 months. I'm going to have to read faster and talk faster and get these videos out here faster. But one day, I will be opening this shit up again. But right now, I'm just going through the ones that I've got. And probably there's going to be a question in here that applies to you anyway. So, anyway, all right, have a good weekend. Bye.